Okay, getting the first pick. Oh, get three, Pyro, get three with the
Blade Kid putting on a clinic. Whole team's down. Oh!
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, Overwatch fans. Welcome to the end of Week 2 of the Overwatch Tranquility Tournament. Tonight we'll see a great Discord tier ARM Pool A matchup between Tempest and Countershaded. I'm Chimanzi on the play-by-play tonight, joined by Needle on Analysis. What are you looking forward to in tonight's match, Needle?
Well, I gotta say, I'm looking forward to seeing Countershaded. They rebrand off Illusion. I'm interested to see how they play. Illusion did really well in Season 3 Harmony tier. I believe they had a top 8 finish in playoffs and like a really good regular season. So I want to see how the team's been going since then.
Yep, I'm excited to see Tempest. It's a Discord tier expansion of Season 4 Maelstrom. Maelstrom originally played in Harmony tier in Season 3, decided to move up to Discord tier, and for Season 5 they're back in Harmony tier. And they have decided to create a Discord tier expansion, which is going to be Tempest, coached by none other than Dimtree. And we see on Tempest a bunch of veteran players from a lot of different train teams over the past seasons. We've got Iconic and Nagisa, who are two players from Maelstrom. Iconic being a veteran, also the team leader and team captain. We've got Ved as well on Tempest, who played for the Holy Jalapenos last season in Harmony tier. That team made it to finals, and I'm excited to see how Vet carries on his great performance in Harmony tier, to see how he relates it to Discord tier this season. As well as Shadowfang from Tempest, another Trank veteran, played for the Heckin' Habaneros last season, is where he ended, and this season we're going to see him start off on the tank line with Tempest.
It's my man Shadowfang. I was teamed with him last season.
Alright. We're going to be heading on here to the first map. It's going to be Lijiang Tower. And what comps do you expect to see on this map, Needle?
We got Gardens up right now. I'm expecting to see some Pharmacy. Neither team's showing that look so far. There looks like dive potential for both teams. Maybe some Winston Zarya. Notably the experimental changes just went live today, so we get to see the first ever Tranquility community matchup with these new changes.
All right, and you're going to see both of these teams are coming in with completely different approaches here. We're going to see Tempest on the Ryan Zarya composition, and Countershaded coming on a Winston Diva variation of dive. What do you expect to see in the matchup between these two comps, Needle?
I think if Countershaded play this right, they've got the advantage here. I really like dive on this map. I think Ana gets a lot of value, but the Rhine pick, I'm not the biggest fan of Rhine on Lijiang Gardens.
You're going to see super interesting composition choices here for both teams. You're going to see the SimTP come out from the side of Tempest. They're going to be playing extremely passive here on point. The dive is going to go towards Bridge from the side of Countershaded. They're going to be poking here, waiting for an advantage as Booty Shooty falls extremely low. Bulba's going to come out on Xanus on the Reinhardt. He's going to force Veritas to get out. Veritas falls extremely low, and that's Veritas and Claws down for Countershaded, and this fight is already looking over. Tempest with a huge early picks. Six is going to go down. It's going to be an easy cleanup for Tempest.
That was amazing target focus from Tempest there. The minute Veritas, I mean not Veritas, the minute, oh yeah, Veritas. The minute Veritas tried to peek his head in and try to get some poke damage for his Primal Rage, he got deleted instantly. I really like that from Tempest there.
Yeah, we're going to see Countershaded attempt to take the white room here. It's going to be tough for them to dive on this point, especially with that sim. The Symmetra and the McCree going to provide a lot of damage, a lot of close range damage for the side of Tempest. We're going to see Countershaded here. Veritas is going to commit the jump, as well as Booty is going to go in there deep on Xanis. Xanis just holding that front line. Veritas is in really deep. Iconic's going to take him out though. Immortality Field's going to come out from the Gisa. And Iconic and Son of Mine are going to find DPS and Klaus from the side of Countershaded. And this fight's going to look like another cleanup for Tempest. Another clean fight from Tempest to continue the control of point.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the white room execute there with dive. I really hope that they go bridge for this next fight. They almost have their Nano Blade. That could be really good for Countershaded for the recontest here.
Here we see the Nano Blade going to be building up here with the Genji almost at his ult and optional with the Nano Blade with Nano Boost. Carnage not quite at his beat here, so Nano Blade could be extremely deadly to allow Countershaded to take this fight. We're going to see Countershaded taking a slow approach, and the Nano going to come out on a Butterscotch, and Butterscotch gets 2 with the death, but Xanis picks off 2 with the Fire Strike. Butterscotch picks off 1 more, also going to take Nagisa. That's 4 picks for him from the Nano Blade, and Xanis going to fall extremely low. He's going to find 6 though to suddenly 2v2 on point. Primal Rage comes out from Veritas. He's going to be focusing down Vanis. It's going to be Tank versus Reinhardt and Genji here on point. Reinhardt's going to fall extremely low. Butterscotch finds Carnage, and Xanis goes down, and Countershaded is finally going to take a fight.
Yeah, but notably, Tempest still have the majority of their ultimates. They have the High Noon, they have Graviton Surge, they have the Beat, they have the Shatter. This recontest is looking really, really, really possible here for Tempest.
Yeah, they're going to come in here with 4 ults compared to the 1, almost 3 from Countershaded. The SimTP comes out, the Graviton Surge comes out, it's going to take down, a Pulse Bomb also comes out, taking down the Immortality Field. High Noon coming out from Iconic. Iconic's not going to find anything but 2 picks coming up from the side of Tempest. And Booty Sushi going to find 1 with the Diva Bomb that's going to take away a lot of heals for the side of Tempest. Iconics goes down as well. The B comes out for sustain from Carnage, and this looks huge for the side of Tempest. This is looking like a good recontest here. It's going to be Veritas and 6 left on point. Veritas going to be falling extremely low. Booty Sushi managed to find his way back, and he's going to find Shadowfang, and this is suddenly not looking so winnable for Tempest. They are going to be finding 2 more players back. The rally comes out from the side of Countershaded. A huge shadow though. Huge shadow from Xanis going to find 2. He's going to take the charge in there, and Booty Sushi is going to get demech. The Nano comes out on the Winston from the side of Countershaded, and this is looking really good for Countershaded. The Primal Rage coming out as well. Xanis is going to find 1 with his Fire Strike. Symmetra going down. That's going to be a lot of damage gone for the side of Tempest, and this fight is still going on. Extremely prolonged fight. Carnage going to find 1, 6 finds 1 as well, and both teams are continuing to get players back. The Symmetra wall is going to come out from the side of Tempest, and Carnage is going to find optional. That's going to take away the heals for the side of Countershaded. The Dragon Blade comes out, but Carnage is going to shut it down immediately, and it's just going to be him and the ball spinning on point as a last-ditch effort. Shadowfang is going to find 1 off the map though, and this point goes back in the side of Tempest after a really long fight.
Yeah, an insanely back and forth fight, but notably Countershaded, they had point the whole time. If they get this recontest, they might just win the map, but they have no ults to do it. I don't like that. It's not looking good.
It can be a really, really tough retake coming out here from the side of Countershaded. The Tracer is going to touch, it's going to give him a chance. Klaus falls really low here to Xanis. He is going to be able to live though, and almost C9's the point. Coalescence coming out here from the side of Tempest. Pulse Bomb coming online for Iconic, that could be huge to turn the fight. Veritas falling low, and that Pulse Bomb finds Veritas, going to put Tempest up as a huge advantage. 60's going to be found by the grappling hook of Shadowfang, and Tempest is going to be able to clean this point up and take Gardens for themselves.
Yeah, that was an amazing ultimate shutdown in the very extended fight by Carnage there, killing Butterscotch out of his blade. Oof, man, I wish Countershaded were a bit more aggressive in some of the earlier fights on that map. When they went in fast with Nano Blade, that was a really, really, really good engage. I'm hoping I can see more aggressive engages like that from Countershaded on this point.
Yeah, super interesting fights there. A lot of ultimate to use. Some great shutdowns. The Dragon Blade shutdown by Carnage, absolutely amazing. Save that fight for Tempest. We're gonna be moving on to Control Center here. What comps do you expect to see here, Needle?
Well, I'm looking at some Rein Zarya. I imagine both teams are playing this thanks to the experimental changes, the nerfs to both Orisa and Sigma. So it'll be interesting to see the battle of Sim versus Junkrat.
You're going to see the Symmetra coming out, actually going to switch to Genji, just TPing out of spawn. Both teams coming out with similar brawl compositions here, going to excel at taking close range fights, but Tempest here with the Junkrat's going to have a lot more close range damage, a lot of more burst damage. Shield's going to fall low, it's going to force Veritas to fall back, as Tempest is going to be playing extremely aggressive. If you're taking that advantage, Xanis goes down, that's huge for the side of Countershaded early, and Veritas is going to be playing extremely aggressive, 6 finds 2, and This is going to allow Countershaded to take an extremely aggressive push to pick up the staggers. 6 finds a third, and this point is going to go to Countershaded first.
Yeah, this is the aggression I really love to see from Countershaded. They CP'd out of spawn, they got the space control first, and now they're setting themselves up almost to shatter for this next fight.
We see Xanath's only at 30% ult charge, while Veritas almost has his shatter. That's going to allow him to play extremely aggressive, and you know, but with the Junkrat, could allow with the shield damage that Countershaded has, could allow him to get a huge shatter. And as I speak, a huge shatter comes out from Veritas, but the nade from Nagisa is gonna take the Reinhardt purple extremely low. Shadowfang finds one, this fight looking equal. Shadowfang finds another. The nano is coming out into both Reinhardt. Xana's coming up on his Earth Shatter here. He's gonna pick up Booty Sushi in this fight. Looks like it can be won without it. But as I say that, Veritas gonna find 2, and this fight is looking equal. Again, 6 finds Sound of Mind, and it's just gonna be the supports here for the side of Tempest. Carnage goes down, and Nagisa's gonna have to reset with Iconic.
Yeah, this is just going to be a little bit more cleanup here for Countershaded. They're playing a bit far back. They use their Nano Boost, but they do almost have the Graviton Surge Dragon Blade combo. But we are seeing a similar combo on the enemy team for Tempest. They have Tire plus Graviton Surge. I think whichever Zarya uses their grab first might win this fight.
Early pick from Shadowfang finds optional. That's huge. That's removing all the heals from the side of Countershaded. Finds another, and this fight is going to be another easy cleanup.
Yep. Like I said, the Graviton Surge came out first for Tempest. Came out really early before Booty Sushi could even finish off building his. And now we get to see the point taken back for Tempest here, and they still have a lot of their ults in order to maintain control. They've got Beat for the Graviton Surge now. They have Tire as well, which is really deadly in this first choke point.
See, neither team on the Mei composition is going to allow them to push through this choke fairly easily, and Countershaded with the huge ult advantage here should allow them to play extremely aggressive, as they are going to take an aggressive approach towards point. We're going to see both Reinhardts with the Earth Shatters here. Sound of Mind taking a great off angle up top, and the Earth Shatter comes out from Veritas, going to find no one actually. The B comes out from both teams, going to match, and a huge Shatter comes out in the Veritas sound of, from Xanath. The Dragon Blade comes out from Butterscotch, going to find Iconic and Nagisa, and that's 3 picks for the side of Countershaded. Xanath's going to find Veritas, but it shouldn't matter as Countershaded has already killed the supports from Tempest, and it's just going to be cleanup here for the side of Countershaded.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that Countershaded got that V contest there. I'm not exactly sure what Tempest was going for playing so far back when they had a large ultimate advantage. But now we get to see the ultimate advantage has swung into the other side. Now Countershaded, they have Nano Boost and High Noon, while Shadowfang he needs to get his grab up in time for this V contest.
See, the point's going to be ticking extremely close, going to be 90%. That's going to force Tempest to have to take a really fast fight and not going to be able to regroup as long as they like. And we're going to see the High Noon come out here, going to be great for zoning. Sound of Mind finds the Ana, going to find optional from the side of Countershaded, and 6 going to be found by Shadowfang. That's 2 huge advantages for the side of Tempest. Xanath's going to find the main tank from Countershaded, and this point is going to go to Tempest without using any ults.
Yeah, that was a great first kill there from Sound of Mind, taking the Nano Boost out of the equation by killing optional with his rocket punch there. But Tempest, wow, now they're looking good. They've got Graviton Surge and Shatter at this really close choke point, but we get to see a nice rotation here from Countershaded trying to dodge that first choke.
Countershaded is going to be coming to this fight with just the Nano Boosts. Hopefully Butterscotch can get his blade up in time so they can get the Nano Blade combo, because Carnage doesn't have his beat up. And Countershaded here taking an extremely aggressive approach. Xanath with his Earth Shatter here. Veritas got to be careful. The Graviton Surge going to come out from Shadowfang. Sound of Mind picks off Klaus as well as Booty Sushi. That's 2 picks. And Countershaded is going to have to reset already. That's 2 picks early in the fight after just the Graviton Surge comes out from the side of Tempest.
Yeah, Sound of Mind has been running rampant until he just maybe committed a bit too much, went a bit too far, got taken out by 6. Tempest, they have to hold a little bit back now, but this is looking pretty good for them. The Nano Blade's not quite online for Countershaded yet.
Coalescent coming out from Nagisa is going to be really good at keeping Tempest up. Earth, a huge block from Xanath onto the Earth Shadow from Veritas. The Nano Blade coming up from the side of Countershaded to turn the fight. That's 2 picks for the Nano Blade. He's going to find Carnage is going to find optional. That's going to take away the heals, and this is still looking like an even fight. Shadowfang is going to be very low HP. He's going to be taken down by Butterscotch. Nagisa is going to be taken down, and this fight is going to go to Countershaded, and Tempest is going to have to get an extremely desperate recontest.
Yeah, they have Shatter and Doom Pistol for the recontest. Well, they can't make it. Oh no.
That was a great point from both teams. Ults very well used. some extremely close fights, and we are going to be moving on to Lijiang Night Market. What do you expect to see on Night Market?
Well, I hope to see more Genji from Countershaded, to be honest. They won 2 fights off of Nanoblade, pretty much just only Nanoblade, and that was really good. If they can continue to use Genji and win fights off of his ultimate consistently, I think that they could be able to take this point and take this map.
Yep, Genji from Butterscotch, been absolutely huge for Countershaded, been saving them a lot. We're going to see Sim coming out here, a good map for Symmetra, but could just be TPing out of spawn. Both teams with the Run Zarya Brawl comps, again, going to excel at taking those close range fights. Both teams choosing to stay with the Symmetra is going to both be TPing to point here. We see both teams taking extremely aggressive here. Xana's going to be aggressive off angle as the Immortality is already going to come out from the side of Tempest. That's a huge advantage for Countershaded. And Veritas can be found out and taken down. 6 finds 2 though. Nagisa is going to be taken down from Tempest. That removes all their healing and the Immortality field. But this fight is still continuing to look even. The target focus is not there quite for either team. But as I say that, Butterscotch and Booty Sushi are going to each find a pick, and Countershaded are going to find the picks needed to finally clean up this long fight.
Yeah, despite having McCree instead of Junkrat there, Countershaded made it work. 6 got 2 picks early. And even though Veritas and Booty Sushi gave up a lot of space, 6 just carried that fight really hard, to be honest. He's almost got High Noon as well to show for it. This is looking really good for Countershaded.
Yeah, we're going to see Countershaded setting up a little bit aggressive here, which is going to be dangerous, but Booty Sushi just found really early, and Tempest is going to be able to take an extremely aggressive fight here, especially coming up on this Reinhardt Shatter. And they should be able to just push over Veritas because he's not going to have an off tank here. Immortality comes out early. And Veritas goes down, Immortality coming out from the side of Countershaded as well, that goes down. Tempest is going to be able taking down both tanks, but the Symmetra wall comes out from the side of Countershaded. And that's going to be huge to allow them to find more picks, but they're not going to find any. Xana takes on Butterscotch, and this fight is not looking good for Tempest. We see the Baptiste window coming out from Nagisa to clean up the fight.
Yeah, I didn't like the ultimate usage there from Countershaded, but it seems that they're swapping maybe Ana for their Genji. Oh, Ana for their Genji. Okay, that's really good. They're back to the Nanoblade combo, old reliable. Maybe they can use that to take back this point in a few fights.
We're going to see Genji going to be able to have a lot more success when they're not versus Symmetra. A huge shadow from Xana's finds 2. Butterscotch goes down, and Countershaded not looking good in this fight early. Veritas going to find the charge kill onto Iconic, but that's 3 kills for Tempest, and Tempest is going to be able to easily chase down the remaining staggers and win this fight early.
Wow, the ultimate economy there for Tempest is looking amazing. They won with only Shatter, and they have the Graviton Surge Tire combo here. I hope they hold choke, unlike last map.
Yeah, playing up with this choke when the enemy doesn't have Symmetra is so huge, especially with that Junkrat. We're going to see Countershaded taking an interesting path up at the top. Going to want to use that Lucio speed to just drop down and absolutely surprise the enemy, but the Junkrat mines do find them. The Shatter comes out on the Shadow Fang. The Immortality, though, saves the entire team. Xana's find Butterscotch, huge Immortality field from Nagisa. Veritas falls really low. The grab comes out from Shadow Fang. The beat to match it, though, from the side of Countershaded. The High Noon finds 2. Both tanks gone for the side of Countershaded, and Sound of Mind going to be taken down by 6. Still looking extremely good for Tempest. Tempest going to be able to clean up that fight.
Yeah, perhaps a greedy beat there for Carnage, but Butterscotch, he's still struggling to build up his blade. Optional has the Nano, but the blade is not quite there. High Noon, notably here for Countershaded. Maybe they could pull off a recontest with that ultimate, but it's not looking really good here.
Countershaded taking an extremely aggressive fight. The window comes out. Iconic finds a super early pick. That's huge for the side of Tempest. But as I say that, Butterscotch deflects the Fire Strike to find Sound of Mind. That's a lot of DPS gone from the side of Tempest. Junkrat also goes down. The Shatter blocked from the side of Xanis. Veritas with a great block on that. Shadowfang falls extremely low. Great target focus here. Shadowfang's gonna fall there as Nagisa also falls, and Countershaded should be able to capture this point.
Yeah, Nano and an aggressive engage there for Countershaded was all they needed. And now they have the Blade, they still have the High Noon, they have the Shatter. Maybe if they pull off an Amp Speed High Noon play here, that'd be really good. They could break Shield with a High Noon and then get a big Shatter off.
Yep, we're going to see Tempest with a very, very bad ult economy. They might want to take this fight and just bait out some ults from Countershaded and just purposely lose this, because they're going to have another one if they take this fast. Mirror's does a huge flank shatter. Immortality comes out, it's going to save the team. Both teams are going to trade picks. That's 1 tank down for the side of Countershaded. High Noon comes out from 6, but that's not going to be able to find anyone. It's going to zone them out, sorry. Veritas taking extremely aggressive. He's going to find Xanis as he charges into point. Sound of Mind picking up Butterscotch, but Countershaded is going to take this point and force Tempest to regroup.
I love that flank shatter play, and they still have the blade to hold on to this point. They almost have the nano boost as well. Beat coming online for Shadowfang's grab. This is looking pretty good for Countershaded here. I don't know if Tempest can be able to take this point back.
We're going to see this extremely close map coming down to one last fight for the entire map. If Optional can get this nano, it could be huge because Carnage doesn't have that beat. The early window coming out though, it's going to be great for zoning. Butterscotch finds Iconic. That's a lot of damage gone. Nano Blade comes out, is going to pick up one. Butterscotch with his 2 kills this fight. Xanax falls really low, and that's 4 picks for Countershaded. Countershaded still control this point. They're going to have 4 picks, and it's just going to be Sound of Mind with a last ditch attempt as Countershaded is going to take this map. Li Zhang 2-1.
Yeah. A great pin was not enough to take out Butterscotch. Pulling out the Genji and the Ana just like I hoped, and darn, he pounded them. He pounded them.
To be Countershaded 2-1 on this map. Absolutely great job. As we discussed, Butterscotch with the dominant Genji play. Once Tempest switched off of the Symmetra, we saw Butterscotch take advantage of that with his Genji, and Countershaded taking this map.
Yeah. I'm wondering where Vet is here for Tempest. I believe they have one of their DPS players on main tank. I hope he can show up soon because I think he's a really important part of the team.
Definitely agree. Definitely a great Reinhardt player. We saw that last season in Harmony tier, and I'm hoping we can also see some Reinhardt play from Vet.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to see...
on.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Going to be moving on to Assault here. Is going to be the next map type. And on Assault, what are typically some good comps you like to see, Needle, just in general?
In general, I really love to see some Bastion. I doubt it's going to happen, but Bastion's, despite the very defended favored comp, I love watching Bastion just mow down the enemy team. Probably not going to happen with these Orisa and Sigma nerfs, but, you know, a man can dream.
We can hope.
Yeah.
We can hope to be taken back to the days of Season 3 Harmony where we played only Bastion on 2CP.
Oh, I love Bastion.
Moving on to the Assault map, we're going to see Hanamura coming out here, and there is pretty much a Hanamura meta, and that is going to be the SimTP comps. What are some SimTP comps you like, Needle?
I mean, before this patch, I would say I like double shield with Sim, but maybe not. Maybe not after these changes. I don't know, but definitely a Lucio is really important so that you can get the aggressive engages. Mei pairs with Symmetra well so that you can wall off the point. But if there's a good... I've seen a fair amount of Junkrat here from Tempest. If they can get a good counterplay with Junkrat and possibly a Biotic Nade on Countershaded's teleport, then this could be tough for Countershaded if they lose the ultimate advantage early on.
That's true. Ana and Junkrat, 2 very good characters to counter the Symmetra TP. We're going to see Tempest here on the defense first and Countershaded on attack. I also hope to see Symmetra TP composition coming out from the attackers here. Very entertaining to watch. Extremely effective on this map, as there's only one choke you can go through on first point, and extremely tough to get through, so the Symmetra TP just allows you to bypass that entirely and get to point or wherever you would like to TP.
Yep. Seems like there's a Nano Blade coming back out for Countershaded. That helped them a lot last map, so I actually like the dive on attack here. Not opting into the Sim TP after the changes. I think dive could be pretty good if they control the top right high ground, by the Mega.
Yeah, I also like dive here. We're gonna see quite a very brawly composition here. As last map, it takes fights. It excels at taking fights at close range, especially that Mei pick from Iconic. They're gonna excel from getting those Mei walls out at the one tiny choke there, and just absolutely bursting down any targets caught out. But it's gonna be tough, the dive composition here from Countershaded, because you're not gonna be able to really wall off a tank and do much here, because Winston's just so mobile and Zarya can easily get out.
Yeah, definitely.
See Countershaded taking a split approach here, but Tempest playing really up close to choke, and that's going to allow Countershaded to be able to place a very aggressive dive to dive onto the supports. We're going to see Veritas going deep on to take control of this mega health pack room. That's going to create so much space for the side of Countershaded, allow them to push up. See, Tempest playing extremely aggressive into the team. That's going to force Booty Sushi back in the entire team. Veritas trying to force the point here. Very good strategy. I like that. He's going to be poking here. Butterscotch finds Carnage. That's a huge pick. That's going to put down. That's going to put Tempest down 2 players. Sound of Mind falls to Veritas, and just absolutely dominant fight here from Countershaded, taking hot point A on their first try.
Yeah, ironically, the lack of Lucio punished by Countershaded there. There was no Lucio to go back and touch the point, so Xanis felt the need to pin all the way back. Left his team high and dry in the front line. I'm not too sure about that pin, and now the ultimate advantage is going towards Tempest. They almost had that Nano Blade. I'm sorry, not Tempest, Countershaded. Countershaded almost had that Nano Blade, and they have the Pulse already, and there's no counter to the Pulse. There's no Immortality, there's no beat, there's nothing to counter Six's Pulse Bomb.
That's true. If he gets a good pulse, the only thing that can stop it are bubbles. We're going to see Veritas going deep here. Dawn is going to find really low, but optional with a huge bio grenade. He's going to find Iconic and Sound of Mind. He's going to force Tempest to have to drop down. The pulse bomb comes out, not going to find anything, but going to put the tanks of Tempest extremely low. Veritas finding the Giza. That's all the heals gone for Tempest. That's another 2K from optional with the biotic grenade, and just such a dominant fight here. Absolutely destroying Tempest defense here on attack from Countershaded.
Wow. Yeah, no Nano Blade even needed there for Countershaded. That was amazing, clean dive gameplay. Maybe some slow reactions from Tempest. Bit slow on the rotate. Didn't send the wrong person back on first point defense, but whew, that was clean. It was clean dive.
Yeah, and it's really tough for Tempest to be able to control high ground and low ground. They wanted to fight on high ground, but Countershaded figured if we touch point and force the Reinhardt and Zarya down, there's no one else that can stay on high ground, and we can take that high ground for free. And that's exactly what Countershaded did, and just absolutely dominant attack from them.
Now we get to see some dive potentially on defense here. Shadowfang on main tank. Oh wait, they're on attack, sorry. I believe Xanis, like I mentioned earlier, is a DPS player, so him playing Zarya seems pretty fitting. Maybe this is the comp they need to turn it around. You know, kind of copying what the enemy did on their attack, but it is a pretty good comp. Dive is really powerful after these changes. I'm kind of interested to see Shadowfang on Winston, though. He's not a main tank player.
I agree. I do think that, you know, copying Countershaded's comp could work out really well for them, especially since Countershaded is looking extremely similar to Tempest comp from last defense. And if Shadowfang manages to pull off what Veritas pulled off last round, taking all that high ground, making all that spear teams so that you can push in on the Winston, I think they could also match a similar time to what Countershaded got.
Yeah, for sure.
You see Tempest taking extremely aggressive dive here. Shadowfang taking control of that high ground, going to be dueling out with Butterscotch, taking that mega room. Veritas going to be extremely low here, but Six is going to find a nice pick on a Shadowfang. That's going to force Xanis and the rest of Tempest back after he uses his personal bubble, and this fight is already over as soon as it starts. Countershaded winning first fight on defense.
Yeah, I dislike Tempest trying to take the fight at the choke there. That's where the Reinhardt excels. I really think they need to send somebody back to point like Countershaded did on their offense.
I completely agree. It was a great strategy from Veritas on attack. We're going to see Shadowfang going deep to... Veritas is going to be found at... Sorry, Veritas is going to be falling low. He's going to recover, though, and Countershaded regrouping here for the defense. Shadowfang's going deep onto Klaus. Klaus is going to get bubbled. A great peel there from Booty Sushi. Shadowfang's going to be low. He's going to get naded, but the nano goes out. Xanis finds two, and the nano goes on a Butterscotch so he can build the rest of it ultimate, but he's going to fall extremely low. And as he pulls out the Dragon Blade, Xanis is going to find a pick onto him, and just Tempest, absolutely dominant fight there. Taking down Butterscotch as he got nanoed and canceling his blade.
This is looking so good for Tempest. It only took them nano boost to break through first point. They have 5 ultimates in their snowball, and the nano blade was committed by Countershaded in a sorry attempt of to turn that fight around. I don't know, man. This is looking like this could be a really long game of Hanamura if Tempest win this fight.
I agree. We're gonna see Tempest come into this fight with 5 ults, almost with 6. Nagisa 60% to that nano boost, but Countershaded also with 4 ults, and they're gonna have to use these ults extremely smartly and try to get early picks here to be able to win this fight, because this is looking really good for Tempest. And a nice stun from 6 stop Shadowfang from diving in. The Shatter comes out, not gonna find anything. Sound of Mine with the blade. A nice B coming out. He's gonna find Veritas. The rally coming out to try to counter the Dragon Blade from Klaus, so that's going to be big to keep his team up. Xana's going to find 1, and this is going to be 2 picks for Tempest. Shadowfang's going to fall down to Klaus, though, and this is suddenly looking extremely winnable for the side of Countershaded. The grab comes out, the huge grab pulse bomb from Iconic and Xanis. A nice combo there is going to allow Tempest to get at least 1 tick on this point, and it's looking extremely good for them. That's 2. The ball is going to come out from Veritas as a last tip attempt to take this point. Heinen comes out, going to find Carnage. That's big. Countershaded might be able to win this fight. Shadow Mine's going to find him. That's going to be 1 pick traded for each team. We're going to see the Nano Boost come out onto the Zarya here. That's great for killing everyone attempting to touch. Nagisa's going to find Booty Sushi. Klaus finds 1, and Tempest is suddenly looking really good again here in this fight. Trying to pick up all of these touchers. The target focus does seem to be lacking, though. We're going to see Xanis falls down, and Veritas also going to find Iconic with the Wrecking Ball grapple. 6 picks up Carnage, and Tempest is going to be cleaned up here from Countershaded after grabbing 2 ticks on the point.
Man, it's like a throwback to Lijiang Gardens right there. Really long, extended fight, lots of ultimates committed, and now the ultimate economy, it's favoring Countershaded. 5 ults was not enough for Tempest to cap second point. They may have gotten 2 ticks, but they're going to need to reset their ult economy, probably build up to a Nano Blade in order to get that final tick.
That's true. We saw all 6 ultimates come out from the side of Tempest, and they're not going to have any for this fight. The dive comes in from Shadowfang, again from the main. The counter dive comes in from Voodoo Sushi. Shadowfang falls extremely low. Point being forced here by the side of Tempest. The Nano Blade is going to come out from the side of Countershaded. Butterscotch with a huge Nano Blade is going to find Xanis and Nagisa. That's 3 picks for Butterscotch with the Nano Blade, and that's going to be a successful fight on defense for the side of Countershaded. Another huge Nano Blade from Butterscotch.
Yeah, nice engage and a nice Nano Blade really punished the fact that Tempest are not taking high ground with dive. Very, very unfavorable positioning in every fight. They're going to really need that Nano Blade to counteract the fact that they're going main every time.
We're going to see Tempest, Sound of Mind going to have his blade, Nagisa 50% to her Nano Boost, except Klaus is 70 to his beat, and he's really going to just have this fight to build his beat to be able to counter the Nano Blade. We're going to see the early mine come out from Veritas, a little questionable. They're not going to find anything. Going to force out some cooldowns, though. He's actually going to find Nagisa, and 60 going to find Shadowfang as Countershaded takes a nice, aggressive dive here on defense. That's going to force Tempest to completely reset, and that's absolutely huge. You're going to find the stagger onto Xanath. That's a lot of time wasted for Countershaded. I think, honestly, that was a great mines. I retract my statement.
Yeah, I love the aggressive engages from Countershaded. More of this, and they might just sweep away Tempest, but Tempest beg to differ. They almost have 6 ultimates online. This looks like a really good fight for them here.
We're going to see another aggressive dive from Veritas. This time he might get punished a little bit more, but he actually is going to find his way out. Klaus, almost to that beat, should be able to build it in this early fight here as Nagisa is just coming to close out on her Nano. 6 with the Pulse Bomb here, though. He's going to throw it out, not going to find anything, but he is going to be able to recall to safety. And Tempest taking another dive from main, another questionable position. The beat comes out from Tempest to keep up their team. Klaus with the beat, though, is going to keep up his team. A little questionable because the side of Tempest has grab and that blade. And as I speak, the blade comes out. He's going to find Klaus, the Nano as well. Shadowfang finds Butterscotch, though. Sound of Mind's going to find 2 with his blade there. Another kill onto Goody Sushi. And Countershade is not looking too good anymore. And as I say that, Veritas with the massive mines here. Going to find 1 with the pile drive and 1 with the mines. Looping Shadowfang off point. And another extremely good minefield from Veritas on the ball.
Oh, this Veritas guy, he's very good at Wrecking Ball. I love the spread of the mines there. And he charged them so fast, too, and he's already 30% to his next ultimate. Wow, it's so good. And Countershaded have Nano Blade, and Carnage used his beat last fight. This is looking so good for Countershaded. I don't know if Tempest can push this through. A desperate swap to Rein Zarya for the last fight. I don't know. At least they're going top left.
They're going to be taking this high ground here. Going to be heading to last fight territory. 35 seconds left remaining in the map. 1 Graviton Surge is all that Tempest holds on to for the last stretch. 6 going to be looking for a Pulse Bomb, but a huge blade coming out here actually gets grabbed. He's going to find 1, he's going to find 2. A nice dash reset coming out. Going to pick up Carnage as well as Shadowfang. 2 picks, 4 picks coming out from Countershaded. Sound of Mind going to find 1, but he realizes that this is not much of a winnable fight. He's going to reset, maybe swap to a fast character, and Tempest can only hope to be able to touch the point. Shadowfang's going to be on ball here, trying to touch point. A nice sleep, but he's going to be unfortunately woken up by Veritas. He's going to be able to touch, be taken extremely low, not going to be able to have his adaptive shields. Carnage going to be found. Shadowfang should fall here very shortly, and he does. Iconic last effort from Tempest. He is going to be found though, and Countershaded is going to take Hanamura 2-1.
Tempest struggling without their main tank player present for this match. Very unfortunate, but not to discredit Countershaded at all. They're playing amazing. Their ult rotations, great. Butterscotch, this guy, his Genji, his blades, massive. 3 at least, every single nano blade, 3 kills. A grab, a pin, not enough. He still kills 3.
Absolutely. He's doing so much, and he is playing absolutely out of his mind. Same with Veritas. Veritas, the ball pick to touch point, except that he, he stayed on the ball and he built 2 minefields and he saved 2 fights. So I really like the ball switch there, and I really like how he played.
Yeah, I agree. Veritas was pounding them with his pile drive. The mines, exquisite mines placement, divine. I really liked how Countershaded played that defense. I
do as well. All right, we're going to be heading into halftime here. Countershaded is going to be up 2-0, taking Lijiang and Hanamura. We're going to have 10 minutes until the second half, and we're going to see if Tempest can manage to pull off this reverse sweep, or if Countershaded is going to be able to continue their dominant performance. Alright, and welcome to the second half of the Countershaded versus Tempest Discord tier Armpool A game. We see where we left off. We saw Countershaded with an absolutely dominant Hanamura map, taking it 2-1 with 5 minutes on the time clock on their attack. With them being up 2-0, we're going to have to see Tempest take 3 maps in a row to be able to complete this reverse sweep. And what do you think Tempest needs to do here to be able to win this match, Noodle?
Well, without their main tank player, I think it's time for Shadowfang to step up. We had some strategies, me and Shadowfang, on Season 4 Habaneros, last season Discord tier, where he played Reinhardt, and he went in. When I mean he went in, he went in. So I really hope that on King's Row they pull out that strat. Shadowfang going in on the Rhine, being supported by his off tank.
I do think he's very capable of playing Reinhardt, and I do like to see him play Reinhardt, but it looks like Xana's going to be taking the Reinhardt once again, Shadowfang on the Zarya. Both teams coming out with the Run Zarya comps, and, you know, King's Row, home of Brawl, home of Goats, home of Rhyme Zarya. It's just great overall for those Brawl compositions, which just basically clash heads in very close range corridors, outputting so much damage from both the tank lines.
Yeah, neither team opting to play 3 big nerfed heroes. Brig, Sigma, and Orisa, all gone from these team comps. We're going to see Iconic on Sombra. I think that's a hero he's pretty well known for. So this could be good. This could be good for Tempest. Maybe they get a really good ult rotation with Grav Dragon and EMP Shatter going for them. That could help them win, but at the same time... Wait, Orisa? I see Orisa from Countershaded. I'm very surprised. I wonder if he's actually going to pull out with the Orisa. Probably not.
Maybe, but I do really like the I really like the Sombra from Iconic. It's a really good choice here on King's Row. EMP can be absolutely huge to win fights, but we're gonna see the McCree Genji coming out. I do like the Genji pick from Butterscotch, as Butterscotch has been doing absolutely great on that character. I'm not sure if they're gonna play an Ana with it though, which would be huge for Nanoblade. It looks like they're gonna be rolling out on Baptiste. Veritas gonna be half HP, gonna be healed up fairly easily. Both teams playing a little passive. Iconic just waiting for the hack here. The hack is canceled, and Six is gonna find Nagisa on the flank. He's also gonna take Sound of Mind down to 1 shot. Sound of Mind gonna be trying to beat him off on the flank, and with no healer, Xana's gonna fall down from the... Both tanks gonna fall, and Tempest is gonna lose this fight, and Countershaded is gonna be taking point A.
That was such a good flank from Six there. It relieved so much pressure from Veritas that he could just go in, hold them one, and pound Tempest all the way to the streets phase.
Yep. Countershaded playing extremely aggressive here. I really like this, taking the space. So Veritas can build his Earth Shatter. He's gonna be taken really low. Booty Sushi also gonna be taken to half HP. Countershaded falling a little bit back. Maybe got a little too aggressive there, but I do like them holding this aggressive angle. Nagisa close to the Nano. Could be huge for Xana's to play extremely aggressive. Booty Sushi falls to half HP. Tempest playing extremely aggressive. Xana's almost with that Earth Shatter. Could be huge. Sound of Mind with a great pick on him, Butterscotch. A lot of damage gone, as well as the Immortality Field coming out from Countershaded, and that's absolutely massive. It's going to allow Tempest to be able to use their ults and play aggressive. Shadowfang low. Nice bubble block from Shadowfang, though. The hack comes out. Toss is going to deny them the fire strike through the window. That from Optional is not going to find much value. Sound of Mind is going to find Booty Sushi, and Countershaded is going to have to regroup and spawn.
Yeah, I don't like this Baptiste pick here from Countershaded. I really hope they go into the Ana soon. They have Graviton Surge plus the Blade, but Carnage does have his beat. A well-timed beat could negate the value of 2 massive ultimates, and there's the Ana swap. I really like that. That's going to be really helpful for Countershaded going forward. Maybe not this fight, but they would have regretted staying back.
Grav's going to come out early, well, and get him to find 2, and wow, what a dominant fight there. Tempest coming out with 2 extremely early ults, finding the pick. Sound of Mind going to pick off 1 more, just to show Countershaded that they are not welcome outside of their spawn.
Yeah, that was a good stagger pick there from Sound of Mind. Perhaps they would have won too fast without that. And EMP almost up for Iconic here. If this is massive, this could be massive. Klaus doesn't have beat in time, even if he has to stay with his team in order to finish off that beat, which means that he is probably going to get EMP'd. The EMP alone could win Tempest this fight.
Tempest is taking a nice Omega here. The grab coming out from Booty Sushi. The grab, though, grab's going to negate the Dragon Blade and the grab. That's absolutely massive. Klaus finds a pick on a Sound of Mind, though. But the EMP from Iconic, the EMP Shatter, huge. It's going to find multiple people from Countershaded. the stun is actually, sorry, the charge is canceled, and Xanis is found, and that's going to leave Tempest on the Reinhardt, which is going to allow Veritas to have a free shatter here, and the shatter's going to be able to let Countershaded pick off the last remaining players from Tempest.
What an amazing turnaround there from Countershaded. I'm very surprised that they won that, but they pulled it out, and they still have some ultimates. They have beat, they almost have nano boost, they have high noon, which is going to be so good for zoning off Tempest attempt at a recontest here.
We saw so many ults come out from the side of Tempest, and they still lost that fight purely. Oh, a nice headshot from Sound of Mind. Bring him down to 1 HP. Nice. It comes in. Issa, another one of them for great bio nades, and Tempest going to be able to be really aggressive when Countershaded doesn't have their full team, and this fight is going to go to Tempest only using the Dragon and the Nano.
Yeah, Sound of Mind said, screw your ultimate advantage. I'm just going to kill your Zarya. You know, that's just how it be sometimes. But the ultimate's still online here for Countershaded for their recontest. I'm just hoping they use them aggressively. If they use them aggressively, they could really stomp Tempest here and have a good snowball for third point as well.
Yeah, Sound of Mind saw Booty Sushi in front of his Reinhardt shield and just decided to, you know, dome him in the head. But we're going to see Countershaded here taking another aggressive approach. They're going to have 3 ults here. The aggressive beat's going to come out as well as the high noon, but he's going to get hacked. Huge hack from Iconic. He's going to cancel the high noon and basically make it so that the beat is useless as well because Tempest just has the time to back up easily. We're going to see Tempest here Countershaded only with their nano boost. And Tempest building up on the Graviton Surge and the beat. We're going to expect to see the grab come out here. A nice grab is just going to basically negate the effect of the nano onto the Genji, but not going to find much. The beat comes out to negate the Dragon Blade, and he's going to get hacked and antied and shattered, and Butterscotch did not have a fun time. 2 picks coming out from Xanis, finding a third with the nano boost. He's going to be able to play extremely aggressive, get in there, finish off those staggers, and wow. Butterscotch attempted the Nano Blade and did not have a successful time.
Yeah, we saw Butterscotch get a lot of value out of Nano Blades in the beginning of the series, but the Somber pick, I think that's helping negate the value of these Nano Blades. He got hacked. Iconic also hacked 6 out of his high noon. Really, really, really good hacks from Iconic here. And he has EMP again for this next fight. A nice EMP in the choke could be all they need.
Absolutely amazing. Gonna find the early hack on Butterscotch, but that's, you know, he's gonna get out of there. He doesn't want to die. He has his EMP. The grab actually gonna find multiple people from Booty Sushi Carnage. Gonna find Veritas, and that's 2 gone for Countershaded already. As Klaus was just taken out of that fight by the Sombra, distracting him, and it turned out that the Sombra Lucio trade worked out because Countershaded lost that fight, even though they used the grab.
Yeah, and EMP still saved a 0 ultimate win for Tempest. They are looking so good to hold point B here. Just EMP plus Dragon, maybe? Or they save the Dragon for a Grab Dragon? Doesn't really matter. Tempest, it's hard for them to lose this next fight.
Countershaded taking a very, very interesting pathing here to the high ground, but I don't like this because as I speak, Sound of Mind with the huge Dragon finds optional. Iconic gonna fall though, but Veritas gonna have a really rough time pushing him without his Ana, his main healer. He's not going to get many heals on the front line. They're going to have to play this slow. Maybe with the high noon from high ground could be huge. The EMP still from Iconic. It could negate that high noon as well as everything else. But Countershaded taking extremely aggressive, dropping off high ground, not finding much. Xanis stun taken extremely low. The huge shatter and a huge EMP. 3 picks for the side of Tempest. Countershaded falling apart here. Butterscotch left. He's going to get nano as a last ditch attempt. But the grab's going to come out. Deflected. Huge deflect from Butterscotch. He's not going to find anything though. And he's going to be taken extremely low. The nano wears off. He doesn't have his blade still. He's taken down. Veritas coming to the point of his ball. Not going to be able to do much versus the Sombra. Absolutely great hold from Tempest on second point of King's Row.
Oh, yeah, maybe not quite over. Klaus begs to differ. He's got his beat, but no. No, says Tempest. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Smile.
No. Yeah, great ult rotations, all I can say. Just amazing. The hacks, Iconic canceled high noon in one fight, as well as the Nano Blade, just with hack, not even with EMP. Great performance from Iconic. Great performance from all of Tempest.
Yeah, and I love that last fight from Tempest there. They lost their Sombra early and they backed out, even into Alley. Probably not the most advantageous position, but once Iconic was back, they hit him with the Shatter, they hit him with the EMP. That was great, passive, patient play from Tempest that helped them secure their second point hold.
What do you think Countershaded can do here on defense to, you know, negate all this dominance and it's just basically the steam train of Tempest that is going into this next round?
Well, it appears they no longer want to go for the Nano Blade strategy. They want to hold close with Mei. I like that, but I don't like the lack of a Lucio here. I think Lucio is really important when you're playing these Rhine Mei rush comps. You got to get that amp speed on the wall so your Rhine can follow up well, but Klaus maybe going a bit greedy, going the Brig here, even after the nerf. And if Tempest roll out on the same comp they did on defense, they just need to win like 2 or 3 fights, and they can do that so easily with the strong ultimates they have. They have Grab Dragon, they have EMP Shatter. This is looking like a really good advantage here for Tempest once the map goes on.
That's true. We're gonna see Klaus on the Brig with. It's gonna take away the defensive ult from Countershaded, which is not good at all because we see Tempest with the Grab Dragon and the EMP Shatter combos beat negates both of those, and Countershaded is not gonna have anything for either of those ult combos. So as long as Tempest do a good job of building their ults, they can win this point. The wall comes out, walling off both tanks from the side of Tempest. Nothing found yet though. Great bubbles from Shadowfang negating all that damage. Iconic's gonna be found by 6, which is gonna force Veritas back as well. Butterscotch extremely low. He's going to be not found. The Veritas going to find 1. Countershaded keeping all 6 of their players as they pick up 2 more, which is going to force Tempest back on their spawn.
Yeah, I like this aggression from Countershaded. It's what they... Oh no! Butterscotch picked off my Sound of Mind! This is not looking good, actually. Never mind.
Huge pick from Sound of Mind. I think Butterscotch may have been playing a little bit out of position there. He's going to find the head of the Mei, though. And that's going to allow them to play extremely aggressive. There's no wall to be afraid of. The shield's going to fall really low. Huge hack from Iconic. Veritas falling so low. Nagisa is going to be found. The Coalescence coming out, but the nice dominant Shatter is going to cancel that Coalescence, as well as tanked out Voodoo Sushi and Klaus. So very low health. The Dragon comes down for Sound of Mind. Great for zoning and for damage. And, I mean, Countershade is not completely out of this. They find Xanis. Sound of Mind with a pick right back at them. Iconic finds 6. This is looking like a really strong fight. And the Nano comes out to the Shadowfang. He's really high energy. He's going to be able to build up this grab and maybe get a lot of value here as long as he doesn't get caught on the Rhine shield. A nice hack. He's going to get the Rhine. The Rhine should fall here fairly easily. There down goes the main tank from Countershaded, and this is looking really good for Tempest. Using many ults, but managing to take this first point of King's Row with a great time.
Yeah, great flank. Almost turned that fight around there for Countershaded, but not quite. But Countershaded do have a big ultimate advantage here. A lot of ults had to be used. Sound of Mind, notably, he used his Dragon. He's already 80% to another one. But there is an EMP here, and like you mentioned earlier, there is no defensive ult even possible that Countershaded can get because they do not have a Lucia, they do not have a Zen. So this EMP from Iconic could be massive.
The aggressive rally comes in. They're going to go extremely hard on the Xanis. That's going to pay off. The Dragon, maybe a little bit questionable, comes out, try to counteract that, but without a main tank, there's not much that Tempest is going to be able to do. Tempest is going to have to full regroup in their spawn if they don't want to get staggered anymore. And, you know, a very, very nice rally going out there to take down the main tank early and win that fight.
And that's what Countershaded needed to turn this around. A win with only 1 ultimate, that was actually a really good fight for them.
Yeah, Countershaded here. Voodoo Sushi going to tongue him up with the grab. Iconic in a perfect position at EMP, though. This could be huge. The Coalescence comes out from optional. Going to be really good at keeping their team up. The nice EMP comes out. Butterscotch going to avoid it, actually, and be able to throw out their Mei ultimate. Not going to find anything, but it's going to force Tempest back. The B comes out, and Xanis finds 2. And Tempest with the huge Graviton Surge, huge beat, and huge Nano, all using 4 ultimates that fight. All 4 completely worth it, in my opinion, to win that fight, as Countershaded also used a lot of theirs, and it's more important to win that fight to over-ult and win than to over-ult and lose. So just great fight there from Tempest.
Oh yeah, for sure. But Butterscotch, that ice block, it LOS'd his team from Iconic's EMP, forcing Tempest to use 3 other ultimates to win that fight. Oh, this is looking, but fight 1 for Tempest, but the ultimates, they're looking so good for Countershaded. They have the High Noon, which can break shield as long as he doesn't get hacked out of it. I really hope he doesn't get hacked out of it. They've got the High Noon.
I also hope and Sound of Mind with another Dragon. A huge hack shatter combo coming out. Countershade is going to be really low here. Klaus and Veritas going to fall. That's 2 members gone for Countershade. A Dragon comes out. Tempest looking really good here in its final fight here on King's Row. And that's going to be another member down for Countershaded. Just 1 more pick is all they need to push this card to its final destination. And Tempest going to take King's Row 2-1.
Wow. Iconic Somber pick got so much value, even in the neutral. I'd say arguably he got even more value in the neutral than with his ultimates. Big hacks, canceling Blade and High Noon on defense. setting up his Reinhardt for the hack shatter there for that last fight, even when they're at the disadvantage. Amazing, amazing hack usage from Iconic. Great use of the Sombra pick. That might be what they needed to turn this around, get the reverse sweep. I thought it was Shadowfang main tank. I was wrong. It's Iconic on Sombra.
Great map there. Once again, great Sombra play there from Iconic. Tempest gonna go up with their first map in this series. Maybe halftime they had a little talk. They thought we need to pull out something different. They pulled out the Sombra. They pulled out the Hanzo. Both the DPS from Tempest, just absolutely amazing performances, and that's what, in my opinion, won them King's Row. Gonna be moving to our fourth map pick, which is gonna be Escort, and we do see a lot of similar picks on Escort. What picks do you like to see on Escort maps, Neil?
I'm not too sure about Escort maps, but for Countershaded, I really want them to go back to the dive. I think that the dive is what won them the second map, Hanamura. Their dive was really dominant. I think if they go back to the dive and just dodge the Sombra, like play around the Sombra really well, that could be really good. And Route 66 might be just the map for that.
Yep, Route 66. It is a really good map for dive. It's a really good map for double shield. There's all sorts of comps you can play on Route 66. I personally love the map, but Tempest, I think that if it works, it works. Sound of Mind popping off from the Hanzo, Iconic popping off on the Sombra. No matter what, I think that, you know, maybe with some dive tanks, that Sombra could work really well. But if they keep that up, I think this can definitely go to a reverse sweep in the favor of Tempest. But what do you think Countershaded can do on Route 66 to, you know, maybe try to end the series now?
Just, they need to stop Iconic from getting these hacks into the neutral. Somebody needs to turn around and just give him a little tickle, a little tap on the cheek or something, you know? Something needs to be done to stop Iconic's reign of terror on the Sombra pick.
I completely agree. Moving on to Route 66 here, you're gonna see Tempest once again on the defense first, Countershaded on the attack, and these compositions here looking prompt. As you said, you thought Countershaded needed to move more towards the dive, which I agree, and it looks like that's what they're going to be rolling out here on attack unless they switch compositions at the last moment. And Tempest on defense here, looking for the Rein Zarya brawl with the Sombra and the Hanzo, similar to King's Row. I think that worked out pretty well for them. Not sure how well it'll work out versus the dive composition of Countershaded. What do you think?
I think that they're going to do much better on offense with Sombra than defense. But if Iconic plays defensively and just holds right click on the ball, Veritas, that poor guy, he's not going to be able to get to play the game. I don't know if he can stay this ball pick. He's probably going to have to swap Zarya after he sees that Iconic's on Sombra again.
I agree. I think that Sombra could be a great counter for ball here. But the same problem here with Hanamura when you're playing defensive Reinhardt versus dive is that you can't control low and high ground with tanks at the same time, really, unless you want one of the tanks to be cut out. So they're going to have a really tough time here defending this point. We're going to see the Sombra Hanzo actually coming out from the side of Countershaded as well. Sorry, Sombra Genji now. Butterscotch switching back to the Genji. I think that if he continues how we played in the first few maps on Genji, this could be absolutely massive. Six looking for an early hack here, almost bumping into Iconic there. Iconic's going to hear the translocator though, and both Sombras taking a little duel here for some ult charge. Shadowfang positioning on low ground, going to be caught out by the Winston from the side of Countershaded, but not found. So with Six with a massive hack, that's going to allow Countershaded to play extremely aggressive here. Six going to switch to Kree and then to the Tracer. Going to be a lot more flank damage for the supports of Tempest. Veritas finds one off the map, and that's a 3-man advantage for Countershaded, continuing to push into point A of Route 66.
Yeah, Sombra gone and Tempest just struggling, but they've gone Reaper now to counteract the dive. I like that. I hope Iconic plays a bit more, and Roadhog. Okay, they just plan to blow up Booty Sushi. They don't want him to play the game at all anymore.
That's true. I do. Honestly, I do like the Sombra, Reaper, and Roadhog versus dive. You can just absolutely abuse the dive tanks. Great. All those three characters are great versus Ball and versus Winston. If you hack that Winston before he can jump, you can melt him. And as I say that, Booty Sushi goes in and gets absolutely melted. Optional's going to find Nagisa, though. That's going to take away a lot of heals from the side of Tempest. But they're not completely out of this fight. Sound of Mind going to be pushing the Ana from the side of Countershaded. The Sleep and the Nade going to come out. He's not going to be able to finish her off quite. But as I say that, she's going to unfortunately walk into Fire Strike with Xanis. Klaus going to be taking that 1v1 with the Reinhardt. The Mines come out from Veritas. Very, very large minefield. They're going to find Carnage. Klaus going to take down 2 with him, and Countershaded is going to be able to cap this first point.
Despite the early kill on the Winston, unfortunately Tempest were not able to finish off the rest of the kills. They're off the Roadhog, they're back to Zarya now. And Nano Blade and Pulse Bomb here for Countershaded. Man, this is looking really good for them. I don't think a Shatter is going to be able to do much into this dive comp.
I agree. It's going to be really tough for Xanath to be able to do anything really on the Reinhardt. He's just getting knocked around and abused by these dive tanks and these dive heroes from the side of Countershaded. And the beat, not quite there from Carnage. 80% could have a chance to build it in this early fight, but if Nano Blade comes out early, it could be huge, and Countershaded could be able to win this fight early just with that. See the Booty Sushi taking off the Primal. Gonna be trying to make a little bit of space as he falls low. He's gonna be falling really low though, 300 HP. Then Nano Blade comes in, and Carnage gonna be able to build that beat in time. Butterscotch jumping over that Shatter, not gonna find anything. Xanath finds Veritas. The EMP comes out from the side of Tempest, huge, finds 4. Sound of Mind taking down 2, and from the EMP, the side of Countershaded is gonna be right at the ground. Absolutely massive EMP there coming from Conic.
Yeah, I just like that rally committed there from Countershaded. I think that could have been really good. Oh, nice little stagger there. I think a rally would have been really helpful for their next fight, but they no longer have it. But to be fair, Tempest don't have much either. All they have is a Death Blossom, which, like Shatter, shouldn't get much value into dive, while 6 has Pulse Bomb, and only Zarya Bubbles can negate 6 from maybe getting an easy kill on Nagisa. Playing Ana is very difficult on defense against dive for second point route.
And Xanath trying to take that high ground there, booped off by Veritas, so that's going to give Countershaded a great position to dive from, going to give him that high ground. He has mines again, Shadow Fanning Booty Sushi early, and he may not want to mine this because, and as I say that, he does throw out the mines. He found Sombra going to be nano from the side of Tempest, a little bit questionable as they've already found both tanks from Countershaded. Maybe could have saved that nano, maybe for the Reaper or for the Reinhardt, but nano does give Iconic a lot of volt charge, close to another EMP, and Tempest can take that fight.
Yeah, I love Nano Sombra. It's like a bug zap. He goes zzz whenever Sombra shoots, which is nanoed. God, I love it. But he almost has EMP now. Nano Blade almost up on the side for Countershaded. I think they're gonna get it before Carnage gets his beat. So maybe this Nano Blade won't get negated. It could get a lot of value and it could win them this fight.
Yeah, 25 from Blade and 25 from Nano. Iconic here with the EMP could be absolutely huge. Sound of Mind with the Reaper ultimate with Blossom. Could be big, maybe EMP Blossom combo. If Shadowfang throws out his bubble to Sound of Mind, could be big to stop him from getting stunned. Booty Sushi taking an extremely aggressive dive here. Iconic can be found, and the EMP is going to come out. It's going to be absolutely massive. Booty Sushi is found from the side of Iconic. Shadowfang finds one, and looks like Tempest is going to be able to win this with only grab and the EMP here. Countershaded is just not going to be able to do much at all. They're just completely scattered, and nice little one tap there from Sound of Mind is going to finish off 6. Optional. Another stagger. Nice little stagger there. Gonna waste a lot of time for Countershaded. Put Tempest up a little bit.
Yeah, it was only 2 ultimates, but it was arguably the 2 best ultimates in Tempest comp that they had to commit for that fight win. And Nano Blade still online. They did buy enough time for Carnage to get the beat though, so I hope they do something like pressure Carnage maybe, like dive Carnage. Just try to pressure him. Force out that beat early before you have to Nano Blade. Don't engage with Nano Blade, please, Countershaded. Please don't.
I agree. Engaging with Nano Blade could not be very good here because the beat can just come out, absolutely negate everything. Veritas with the power drive in Tempest, not going to find anything. But, I mean, still with the Reaper roll here, Sound of Mind holding on to it. The Nano Blade comes out immediately. He's going to find Nagisa before she gets the beat. That's absolutely massive pick, even if he gets nothing else with the Nano Blade. And as I say that, he's going to pick up 3. That's 3 picks with Nano Blade through the beat from Carnage. The beat not finding much, only being able to protect people for so long before the shields just run out. A great Nano Blade from Butterscotch.
You just proved me wrong, Countershaded. It's okay. You know, Butterscotch, you know, he's like, what, beat? You know, that may have shot me in the past, but I'm back. 3k Nano Blades, every blade. I'm back, baby, said Butterscotch. And now Countershaded, they have 3 ultimates here. While there's only a Reaper ult for Tempest, it's looking like this Countershaded could get it all the way to the very end of this point. Maybe even cap with these 3 ultimates they have. 4 ultimates, actually, sorry.
Early nade gonna find 2 from the side of Tempest. Gonna run out before Countershaded has the opportunity to push in, but they're taking this aggressive high ground. Booty Sushi pushing in with that aggressive Primal Rage into the side of Tempest. Gonna displace the Reinhardt a lot. He's gonna get pinned though, and that's gonna take him extremely low HP and into the back line. He's gonna find his way out though. Nice little escape there. Mines comes out from Veritas as he has 1 HP. And Sound of Mind with the nice Reaper ult there to clear the mines. Maybe a little questionable, but maybe save that for the grab. As I say that, the grab does come out. Hack on a Butterscotch going to stop the deflect. 3 picks from Tempest, and Tempest going to successfully defend third point of Roosy 6 first fight.
Seems like we're seeing some swaps here. Really late swaps, but it could be possible for Countershaded to build up a bit of an ult advantage here. If they get the early rally before the EMP comes out and they get a kill off of the aggression that they can maintain with rally, I think that'd be really good for Countershaded.
I agree. And going into this fight, 6 is going to be found early. And Countershaded going to have to reset early. Booty Sushi also found. Veritas going to find Sound of Mind, but that's not going to matter. Countershaded can't push in down 2 people when Tempest have the spawn advantage. Moving to the next fight, though, Iconic does have that big EMP.
Yeah, Countershaded weren't on the same page there. I hope they are for this next engage. They have to get a decisive engage with their rally before their Brigida gets EMP'd.
Nanoblade going to be an option here from Countershaded. The beat once again from Carnage. We'll see if it does have more effect than the last fight. There's Nanoblade. An early EMP comes out, and a nice EMP shatter, even though Iconic is found. 6 going to find 2 actually, and Countershaded really not looking bad. The rally being able to keep them up. A beat coming out from Tempest. The Nanoblade finally comes out after the beat. Could be huge. And Butterscotch going to find the Ana, going to find Nagisa. Carnage taken extremely low, and Tempest forced back all the way to their spawn. They might have one more recontest at this point, but using all their ults, Countershaded finally caps.
Yeah, I really dislike the Nanoblade being committed there. Shadowfang, he almost has Graviton Surge, and there's nothing that Countershaded can answer that with. All they have is a High Noon and a Dream.
Tempest is going to be able to fully regroup here. Countershaded with no ults, except for that High Noon, and the High Noon comes out with a nice shield from Klaus. Not going to find much. The nice Reaper Sleep is going to stop him from taking him down. Countershaded, though, going to find 2 big picks here. The grab comes out, not going to find anything. Veritas taken extremely low. Nagisa is going to be found, and that's 3 players down for Tempest. All they can do here is just stall this point out. But in overtime, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, that was really good by Countershaded. The turnaround, they didn't need the ults to stop the stall fight there from Tempest. The Graviton Surge wasn't enough. The High Noon didn't even need to get value. There was a nice sleep on the Reaper who attempted to assassinate 6. I believe that was from Optional, so good job to him for that. That helped his team a lot, but you know, they just Countershaded. Sometimes it feels like they need 5 ults to win, and sometimes it feels like they just don't need any. This is a mechanical play from 6, just killing 2 or 3 off a flank is like allowing Countershaded to it helped them take the first 2 maps, and it could help them take this one as well.
Yep, great play from 6. So many opening picks on the McCree across all the maps we've seen him play the hero. Great performance from him across every map, and we saw that again on point 3. A bunch of early picks and a nice High Noon there to zone, as well as do a lot of shield damage. But what do you think Tempest needs to do here to cap with a better time and pretty much just destroy Countershade on this attack here? Because I think that's what they need to take this map.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very uphill climb. Shadowfang is on Reinhardt now. I hope they don't roll out with Reinhardt Ball, but if they do, it'll be very interesting to watch. I'll give them that. It'll be a very interesting strategy. I've not seen that before.
It is going to be tough for Shadowfang to be able to move in. He's going to have the Ana and Lucio with him. No off tank, though, to be in the front line, really. Xana's going to be rolling around wherever he wants, and no frontline DPS. They've got a sniper and Widowmaker and a flanker and Genji. So Shadowfang's really going to be, as you said, in this uphill battle as solo Reinhardt, especially versus Dive. A nice early pick on the optional is going to allow Tempest to take a really good advantage, but Countershaded with this really close hold is not going to be advantageous to them, as Tempest is on the Reinhardt. Yeah, Iconic with a nice double dash kill there, but yeah, Countershaded with that close hold really just like it's not good versus the Reinhardt composition, because it puts them all in his area of effect, and that's where he does the most.
Yeah, I dislike holding in the train cars as Dive, and a tank line that is like straight out of my competitive matches being played by Tempest is all they need, apparently, to help cap this first point. They've almost got it. They don't have any ultimates yet, but they do almost have the Shatter online.
That's true, and the Shatter could be good versus the Winston Zarya comp, but you know, it's not the most effective ultimate versus a Dive composition. Xana's on the flank here, gonna get a little bit of old charge with that grappling hook. Klaus extremely low here, not gonna be able to peek, but aggressive dive on the Shadowfang here. Very interesting. Veritas gonna be falling really low. Sound of Mind picks off 6. Another great advantage for Tempest. And close to mine, Xana's gonna roll in. He's gonna get slept, but waking up early. He's another nice pick from Sound of Mind. That's gonna be 2 for him this fight. But yeah, another very split fight from Countershaded and Tempest just took advantage of that. And a rally coming out from Countershaded. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but you know, he has his reasons.
Yeah, I also just like that rally being committed there. But a great play by Shadowfang, shattering the brig before the brig could touch. That was really good. And Tempest, they've ensued chaos in this match. They have gone Rhine, they've gone Ball, they're on Widow and Genji. The Ball, Lucio, and Genji can just roam around free and make a bunch of space for Sound of Mind to get these amazing kills that he has been getting. Like a headshot on the Zarya on the last point. He's doing really well. And I think that's because of the nature of his very chaotic team comp that his team is running.
I agree. We see Countershaded come to this fight with the Nano Blade. Could be huge, but not going to be able to push without their Reinhardt, which they are now on with the Run Zarya composition instead of the Winston. Xanax with the nice mines here. Booty's going to be taken off the high ground and instantly picks Sound of Mind with another nice pick. Klaus going to be taken down extremely low. Countershaded's going to have to get out. Klaus can be found by Carnage, and yeah, that's another fight for Tempest with their absolutely, amazing, interesting composition.
That was an amazing play by Xanax and Shadowfang there. Xanax uses mines to zone Countershaded off the high ground, and Shadowfang got a free pin kill on Booty Sushi. Nanoblade
coming up from Butterscotch. Not going to find really anything because the beat from Carnage, though. Not going to miss one swipe on Nagisa. Allow Nagisa to live. That was huge for Tempest for Nagisa to be able to live. Iconic going to find Butterscotch. That's going to be Genji down for Countershaded. Shadowfang finds Klaus, and 2 picks for Shadowfang is going to put Tempest up 5, and that second point of Route 66 captured very quickly.
Oh, the Shadowfang Rhine is back, baby, and I love it. I love this from Tempest. I love the Rhine ball. It's causing so much panic from Countershaded, and they're not going Sombra to stop them. I think a Sombra would be so good here if they have it in their arsenal to help deny this ball getting value, but they're just not swapping.
I definitely agree. Widowmaker might be a little less effective on this close quarters point. Grab comes out from Booty Sushi as well as the Nanoblade from Iconic. Not going to find anything. Veritas playing a little bit aggressive there into the Nanoblade. Veritas going to find Nagisa. He's in their backline though. He should be able to get punished here, but as I say that, the huge Earth Shatter comes out. Going to find 2 and save him that fight. They're not going to be able to punish him, and Countershade is going to finally take a fight.
Yeah, it took a lot of ults there for Countershade to win that fight, but to be fair, a lot of ultimates used from Tempest as well. They do still maintain their minefield. They almost have their beat. They should have that back in time before Countershade gets their next Nanoblade. And as we've seen, it's doing so well to counter Butterscotch. Like 90% of the time, Carnage has beat, and he just stops Butterscotch from getting any value with his Nanoblades.
Yep. I expect great things from Butterscotch. He's been doing great this game, so he really needs to save his team. Nice minefield coming out though. Takes Veritas very low. Gonna allow Shadowfang to push extremely aggressive into him. Almost to the sights here as Shadowfang's gonna be found, but Tempest not looking to really back up that hard. They are gonna commit the sights. Xanax is found, and that's really gonna make Tempest have to regroup here. They're gonna be down both of their tanks.
I think the Rhine Zarya is really favored on third point. The ball pick, it doesn't get enough value anymore. The Widow pick, I don't think it gets enough value either. I'm hoping to see some swaps, and we do see some swaps here from Tempest. I hope they get off the Widowmaker as well, but the Zarya swap should help them some.
Alright, we're going to see Tempest here taking aggressive. The projected barriers can come out. Not find much, but Shadowfang's taking aggressive here. Butterscotch with the Nanoblade is going to find Sound of Mind really early. Nagisa as well, and it's going to be Carnage found. Sorry. Cards falling really low, but you know, once again, another great Nanoblade from Butterscotch, as expected, continuing his dominant performance here on Genji.
A bit unlucky there, as I say, for Carnage. 5% away from his beat, and now we just see Sound of Mind on the Sombra. We've typically seen Iconic play it and get a lot of value, but now we have the Blade for Iconic. There's not quite a beat there for Klaus. This could be the same situation that Butterscotch had, where he gets the Blade off before Klaus gets that beat.
Yeah, and this could be absolutely huge. Iconic's Nanoblade coming out here. Klaus finally going to find the beat, but the Shadow comes out from the side of... Sorry, Countershaded. Shadowfang getting nanoed into the grab. 6 is going to find 2, 1 with the pulse bomb, 1 just regularly. Xanax going to find Veritas, and Tempest not looking too good in this fight, even though they found the main tank. They're going to have to fully regroup. The tank's going to get alive, though, and Zarya's going to get out with that nice charge, and yeah, that was a pretty decent fight for Tempest. Even though they lost, they got out 2 big ultimates.
Yep, and they do have the ultimate advantage coming into this next fight. Seems they want to take it really early here.
Gonna take this really early fight, and Soundmine, nice huge pick on a Butterscotch. Gonna allow them to push in extremely aggressively. Shadowfang with the Shadow, not gonna find much. And Iconic going in with the beat. The sleep is gonna miss. He's gonna find optional, and that's massive. Tempest gonna find all the picks there, allowing the card to push all the way up, and they still have the grab and almost EMP for all the people that can recontest.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Tempest here. Maybe there's a Hail Mary with the Nano Blade for Countershaded. If they can get that up in time, I think that'd be really good. As well as the Pulse Bomb. There is still potential for Countershaded to have a good recontest, but Xanis has so much charge, he has the Graviton Surge, this could be massive.
And if he finds a big Graviton Surge, which he does seem to be looking for here, then it could just absolutely end this fight and end this point. And as I say that, a huge Graviton Surge is going to find both the tank from Countershaded, as well as optional falling, the DPS, and that's going to be this attack over. Tempest just absolutely dominant performance on the Ryan and Ball on first 2 points, and some great switches on third point. Great job by Tempest there.
The Ryan Ball comp, perhaps exploiting the flexibility of Countershaded here. No Sombra at any point for them, but they did manage to have a pretty good hold on third point, but it wasn't enough. And now Tempest, they have the better time bank. We get to see Countershaded attack first. They had a pretty powerful offense the first time. I'm interested to see what Tempest are trying to do to change things up. It appears they want to go Sombra Genji dive, I imagine. I think that's why Sound of Mind is on the Sombra here.
I mean, the Sombra worked pretty well on third point there. A nice EMP, some really good hacks there. Got some early picks for Tempest, allowed them to push that card all the way. And I mean, if it's working, why change it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, I mean, I like it.
Are they going to hold close here? I hope they hold close. I would love if they hold close with Brawl here from Tempest. That would be so good. I don't like holding close with Dive like Countershaded did on their defense, but with this Brawl comp, I think that could be really good. It appears they don't want to, though, so that's a shame. But they've got a really powerful anti-dive comp. They have Kree and Sombra here. Maybe a Brig would have been a little bit more to seal the deal on denying the dive of Countershaded, but Countershaded, they might be going Brawl as well. Still waiting for the pick from Veritas.
Veritas trying to finally decide on the Reinhardt. We're going to see a Brawl versus Brawl composition here. Butterscotch on the Genji. Like it. Nanoblade could be huge, especially in these overtime fights, since Countershaded only has a minute to push. 6 on the Sombra could be huge to find picks, but that was just to scout. He's going to be switching to the Tracer. Very interesting. Double flanker versus Brawl. Iconic finds a nice hack on the Veritas, brings him extremely low. He's going to safely be able to get out. And Shadowfang still playing a very aggressive Reinhardt. Huge purple from the Giza finds Veritas, and the main tank goes down for Countershaded. That's a whole fight gone, and Countershaded is barely going to have time to regroup for another full fight.
Yeah, neither team has many ultimates online, so this is favoring Tempest. There's Zarya has 70 energy, while Booty Sushi's got reset.
This is looking really good for Tempest. Shadowfang, if he can build that Earth Shatter, that could just end the game. End the defense right here. Butterscotch with a nice early pick on an Iconic, but I mean, it's really not over. We've seen Tempest win these fights when they're down 1, and Veritas is really low here. 60 to find Carnage. That's 2 down for Tempest. Shadowfang finds 1, but it's still not looking very winnable. That's gonna be 4 picks from Tempest. The questionable Graviton Surge though from the side of Tempest. It's actually huge that Countershaded win this fight.
Oh, Countershaded. They could get a massive snowball now. There's not much that can stop them. Maybe an early EMP from Sound of Mind, but the Nano Blade is up. Carnage does not have beat. A good hacker EMP is the only thing that can stop Butterscotch from popping off with these Nano Blades like he has been this series.
Sound of Mind, 10% off the CMP. EMP plus Shatter plus Nano plus High Noon. All these ult combos, so many ults. It's almost impossible to stop, especially without that beat. Only 70 to beat. Nanoblade comes out extremely early. He's going to find Nagisa. And I don't know if Tempest even wants to commit any ults here. That's already going to be 1 down. And they do commit the EMP down 3. That's huge. That's another huge ultimate gone for Tempest that Countershaded is going to be able to win the fight off of.
Yeah, maybe the nerves are getting to Tempest here. They're using these ultimates in these unwinnable situations. And they still have 4 ultimates up to try to recontest, but Countershaded, they have Graviton Surge, and they almost have Beat as well to negate anything that Tempest can try. Klaus has not had to use Beat for Grab or EMP, which is so good for him.
Klaus with the Beat could be absolutely huge to outlive these 4 ultimates from the side of Tempest, especially since it's just 1 fight to lose. That Beat is going to be so important. Tempest looking to play a little bit passive here, just getting their bearings, but Veritas with a nice the nice Shadow from behind. He's going to get hacked. He's not going to be able to find anything. He should get picked here very early, but Shadowfang, the nice... Earth Shatter is going to find Booty Sushi. The grab comes out, not going to find anything. Shadowfang falls extremely low. As long as in the Kree, Iconic's going to fall down. And this is looking like a very even fight on point, but Shadowfang is going to be found. It's just going to be the Zarya for the side of Tempest. The Zarya is going to be found here soon. She falls down, and another fight for Countershaded as Tempest is going to continue to just use ults and take scattered fights and lose.
There might be a chance here for Tempest. They almost have their Graviton Surge and EMP back up. Both of those ultimates not wasted in the same fight. That could be what seals the deal for them here. But Nanoblade almost online again, and there's no beat for Carnage on the field. This is still looking good for Countershade. They might just cap this whole map.
They're looking really good here. With that early grab and early EMP from Tempest that didn't find much on point 1, they're looking so good on this third point here, especially with their ults. 6, nice translocator break there. Looking to pulse bomb, maybe one of the supports. He does miss the pulse bomb, does some damage to Shadowfang, takes him really low. It's going to allow Countershade to push extremely aggressively, but he's going to get healed up. Not much found there with that. Still have the Nanoblade option here from Countershaded though, and the accidental Nano boost onto the Lucio. The Lucio shouldn't be able to do much here. Definitely an accident. Iconic with the high noon. Countershade is just going to be able to hide behind cover and avoid that. The second Graviton Surge coming out from Xanis, not going to find much though. And Veritas somehow lived. Butterscotch going to come up with the Nanoblade, find 2 and more picks from Countershaded. That's another fight 1 for Countershaded with ults from Tempest.
Old reliable 3k blade from Butterscotch. This is looking so good for Countershaded. The EMP might be what stops them in their tracks, but Klaus has beat. If he denies this EMP, Countershaded, they're looking so good to take this map. They have the Shatter as well. Maybe an EMP Shatter could come out here from Tempest. The Torbjorn pick now from Iconic. It's a bit interesting.
I honestly like the Torbjorn versus the double flanker DPS of Countershaded, but the Earthshot are going to come out, not going to find anything. Pulse Bomb, nice, picks up Nagisa, a lot of healing gone. But Tempest still pushing extremely aggressively. The EMP comes out, but no one's on cart! No one's on cart! The tragic C9! Tragic C9 from Countershaded after such a good attack. And we're going to see Countershaded have to hold here all the way to point 3 on defense.
Maybe not the most favorable fight for them anyway, but still very... You hate to see it. You hate to see C9s, but... Okay. 1 minute 49. This is looking very winnable for Countershaded, trying to deny the reverse sweep here from Tempest. I mean, it seems like they want to go over to the Brawl now. Maybe they hold train with the Brawl. That's what I hoped Tempest would do.
Honestly, the Sombra's been working. I think the Sombra is enough to carry them through this map. To take Tempest 2-2 and maybe complete this reverse sweep, but this map's been completely unpredictable. I've seen things that I've never seen before. Like the Rhine ball comp honestly worked a lot better than I thought. But I mean, if it works, maybe they try it again. They do have 149, maybe enough time to switch comps, but still not a lot of time here on the clock.
I think the Rhine ball could actually be the play here for Tempest. It helped them get through all the way to third point, but no, they decided to go with the Torbjorn. They want to deny the flanks that Six has been pulling off this whole map. And we get to see the close hold with Brawl here for Countershaded. If they win a fight here, they could just win the map off that.
Yep, Xanis on the ball. I do actually like this ball pick here. Shadowfang the counter charge, going to bring him extremely low. That's not good. He's going to have to fall back, but Booty 1 HP. Xanis going to be slept and absolutely destroyed in the back line of Countershaded. They're going to be up 1 pick. Booty found extremely low. He's going to get the mega health pack. He's completely fine. Shadowfang finds Veritas though, and that's 2 picks for Tempest. Tempest looking really good on this attack here after losing 1 person early. And it's just going to be 6 optional. Booty Sushi and Klaus here just trying to hold off Tempest. 6 with a really good flank here. Iconic finds Klaus, and 6 going to find the McCree from the side of Tempest. Tempest still going to be able to push up with these really good spawns, and Countershade is going to have to regroup.
Yeah, Butterscotch is not even close to his blade here. Xanis, unlucky Xanis. It might be the time to go Zarya though, if you're Tempest here.
I do agree.
They almost have Shatter. They almost have Nano Boost as well. If Tempest gets their ults faster and uses them more aggressively, I think that they could pull off a really good snowball here.
Yeah, I mean, ults from Countershaded, ults from Tempest. Countershaded closer to a lot of theirs, but Tempest still looking good. Even if they lose this fight, they have 1 more. Xanis is a huge boop on the Reinhardt up a high ground. They're going to be able to collapse on him. Not going to find anything, but Veritas, the huge Earth Shatter, is going to find Nagisa, And Tempest not looking good here. Shadowfang finds one with the Earth Shatter. He's going to charge it. He's going to get stunned out of the charge. And Titan's not looking good at all. Tempest down 2. Iconic's going to fall down. Sound of Mind gets a pick, and Tempest going to have to get a really fast recontest here. Zan's going to be able to touch the point with his mines.
Wow, Optional saved the fight there. Slept Shadowfang out of his pin and naded him, securing the kill. And they do have some ultimates. Tempest do have some ultimates to recontest here, but can they even touch?
I don't think they can touch. And Shadowfang barely manages to touch Xanus with the huge mines. Might be able to even save them. Sound of Mind found 2 picks late last fight. I mean, honestly, Tempest could win this fight. Veritas bound! He's alone, and he's bound, and he's dead. The Nano Blade coming out, but he's low. Xanus finds he finds Butterscotch with the mines. That's 2, that's 3 picks for Xanus. Huge. Stacy's gonna fall down, and Tempest's gonna take this fight with the desperate recontest.
Yeah, but now we get to see Tempest comp. It's a bit all over the place now. They have double flex support. They have McCree with dive, just looking really discombobulated. I don't know. And the ult advantage for Countershaded as well. They have Graviton Surge and Beat. If they just go in with an aggressive beat here and get a big grab, they can just end the map, and they could end all of Tempest's chances of a reverse sweep.
One fight is all Countershaded needs to win the map and win the series. Tempest need to continue their snowball. Make a snowball all the way to 3rd point. Steve's gonna find an early pick. That's not good for Tempest though. Their dreams of the reverse sweep may be getting crushed here. Countershaded still playing passive, not really going off the pick. A little questionable, but Sound of Mind with the High Noon is all that Tempest has. They are gonna hide from the High Noon. We'll see which one drops theirs first. And Butterscotch deflects it. That's huge. That's 2 gone. The grab comes out from Booty Sushi, but the beat also Countershaded with 3 picks. And I think Tempest's dreams of a reverse sweep are over right here, as Countershaded is going to take Route 66 5-4.
What an amazing upset here from Countershaded. You love to see it. The rebrand of Illusion coming in with a nice 3-1 victory over Tempest. Mostly on the back of Butterscotch. He did get countered a bit on maps 3 and 4 more, but I believe he's had every single play of the game so far this series with Nano Blades.
Absolutely amazing. Butterscotch, his Genji play, honestly just amazing. It's all I can use to describe it. But Countershaded coming in here as the underdogs, really showing really dominant performances on Hanamura. Just great play all around. Countershaded played a very good game. Tempest as well, they did very well, but it just wasn't enough to beat Countershaded.
Yeah, respect to Tempest for still taking a map even without their main tank player present for the match. That was a good showing for Tempest, but not good enough.
And this series is going to be over. Countershaded taking it 3-1. I'm Shamanzi. I've been your play-by-play caster alongside... That's going to be it for today's match. Our upcoming featured matches are going to be... Just one moment. Upcoming featured matches are going to be Ultraviolet versus Phantasmal, our Week 3 first matchup on Tuesday at 8:30, going to be 8:18. After that, we've got Otaku Empire versus Lucid on 8:19. On Wednesday and on Thursday, we've got Not My Meta versus Volume 0 at 8:30. All those going to be on the Overwatch Tranquility Twitch channel next week. And so, what are some of your favorite highlights from this match, Needle? Or what are some of your favorite moments?
I love to see Shadowfang Ryan come out. The Ryan Ball comp, that was probably my favorite comp that I saw this whole match. No Orisa at all. It seems like this could be a really fun meta going forward. I love seeing Reinhardt. I love seeing Zarya. The pure power of Brawl comps really showing in this match. There were so many good moments. There's so many good moments, but my old teammate Shadowfang Reinhardt definitely my favorite.
And yeah, we saw no Orisa, we saw no Sigma. Very interesting comps from both teams. I did enjoy watching the Brawl versus Brawl. Reminded me of last season's Discord tier. It was a really great match overall. The underdogs Countershaded taking this, and I don't know. That's all I can say. It was really entertaining to watch, and I think both of these teams are going to go a lot farther than people expect.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Countershaded showing out their potential. Amazing play from their DPS and their team as a whole. This could be a deadly team going into the next stage. Of course, it's a bit early. It's only week 2, but
I definitely agree. All right. Well, thank you, viewers, for tuning in. I'm your play-by-play caster, Chimanzi. Alongside me is analyst Needle and producer Juke. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you on our next featured matches.